We appreciate our coming. We ask Allah in His infinite mercy to bless the time we're going to spend here and to reward us abundantly. You are welcome to our Fortnite Halqah, where we discuss different issues bordering on parenting, bordering on marriage and love series, and general Islam. We are still on our love series, and tonight, inshallah, we are addressing before you say yes. Before you say yes is our focus for tonight. And I pray Allah will grant the speaker the wisdom to present well as the listeners to grasp the message in-depthly. Today in the world, we are all witnesses to how divorces have become something like a hobby, where men, even at times at will ask their wives to go. In most cases, the women bear the brunt because their own journey is not like a man's journey. So Islam provides platforms by which we prevent this kind of situation, because Islam believes in prevention. That's to take the Quran very well. From the creation of man, when Allah told Adam that La taqrabu hadhihi shajara, don't go near the tree. This is a preventive strategy, because some things, the best thing is not to go near. Go further in Surah to the Isra, Allah says that La taqrabu zina, don't go near zina. When you don't go near, you won't have cause to fall into it. When you go further, Allah talking about the issue of the orphans. He say, La taqrabu amwal al-yatama. Don't go near the wealth of the orphans, and so on and so forth. When it comes to alcohol, Quran chapter 5, verse 90, Allah says that they go far away from it. So, when it comes to the issue of relationship in Islam, Islam puts in place a lot of means, ways by which you can plan yourself not to get snowballed or somersault into it and now start to regret that had I known. There's some steps you have to go through for you to be free. That's number one. Two is that Islam does not see marriage as something just ordinary. Islam treats marriage as half of faith. That is half of our religion, 50%. So it's not just like any other thing. Allah did not call Salat half of faith, not call Zakat half of faith, not call Hajj. Prophet Salam rather did not call this thing half of faith. But marriage, when the marriage is solid, it makes you have a successful Salat, successful Zakat, successful Hajj, successful life, successful parenting, successful children, successful going to work as an employee, as an employer, as a leader, as a governor, whatever. Because the home is stable. So Islam sees marriage as a kind of MOU between two parties. Each person has a role to play. Talk of the masuliyah to the responsibility between the two of them. So Islam tells us how they have to. It is what marriage entails. This is your role. This is my role as a husband, as a wife. Besides that, it's a kind of contract. It's a kind of pledge. So when you talk of Abdul Nikah, you are making a kind of covenant, a solemn one between you and Allah, not just the wife or the husband. So, for you to say yes to any proposal, for you to say yes as a man, as a woman, okay, I'm going ahead to marry you, then you have to understand a lot of things so that it doesn't speak well. You get married after 3 months, after 6 months, after 1 year, after a few years, you start to talk of, we are no more doing again, which we have addressed before. So you have to get right. It's not something that you just delve into without proper preparation. So before you say yes, we know we are in the era of proposal saga. It's a common thing now that social media has brought to us, that you see a girl who a man is seeing probably for the first time or randomly, you kneel down, brought out a ring or some gifts, and kneel down that want to give an engagement ring, and those around will say yes, say yes, say yes. It downplays and dismantles the cohesion of a home. How could you premise your future, your life? Because marriage is about life. It's about a contract that is for life. How will you premise your marriage, your future on just somebody saying say yes that you have not done any double click or triple click before? So, so a Muslim, all this nonsense have no place at all. It's a mere nonsensical idiosyncrasy that you just see somebody coming to you kneeling down. No, it doesn't make any sense at all for a Muslim to just say yes to such things. Let the whole world ask you to say yes. It has no value. It has no meaning to you. So it's a child play. Now, you have to ask yourself, when you start to think of a man coming to you, a woman coming to you in whatever form, you have to ask, am I ready? You are necessary. You are in year 1 university, you are in year 3, you are in year 4, even it could be year 5. The question is, you should be able to answer, am I ready? Readiness psychologically, readiness emotionally, and otherwise. So you need to establish that you are ready. We should be clear in your mind that you are ready. When you say you are ready, it has other things underneath. Second thing you have to do is that, have you prayed? Because you don't jump into relationship before prayers. For those who have not been in relationship, prayer starts now, not when you are ready for it. Prayer should start before you get into it. When you now want to get into it again, you now increase the level of the prayer. So you have to pray. Prayer does a lot of things. Because prayer is an unseen world, it's an unseen realm. Only Allah is there. Somebody is in America, is in Saudi Arabia, you are praying for the person, and it's not beside you. How does the prayer work on the person? How does prayer work? Just pray your hands, Ya Rabbi, Rozukuni, Ya Rabbi, Rotobi, Ya Rabbi, Habili Hokima. How does the prayer work? That's why spirituality comes in. When you pray, Allah has a way by which He listens and accepts your prayer. When you pray, it solves a lot of, it takes you away from several unforeseen. There are times one goes into marriage, when you get there, you may not see what you think you have been seeing. I take that there are times you see a man, you see a woman, either physically or by social status. You now get into relationship, it could be sweet, you now get into real marriage. In no time, you realize that what you are saying is not what you saw for. In that situation now, you can't easily pull out. So when you do proper prayer, it will allow to have assisted you. Oh, this place is no go area. Even though it may pain you that this is handsome, is a beautiful person, but Allah knows more than you. In Surah Al-Mulk, Allah says, Allah ya'lam man khalaq wa latiful khabir. One who creates you, know you more than you know yourself. So prayer makes you to be sure that what you see is what you will like. There are times, if you don't pray very well, the person may be a jinn, in human form that you may not know on time. You just get married some years, the person disappears, and you start wondering, we have not seen, or you not seen her. So prayers makes you to make the choice of the right person who will be like you too. Then also, there are times somebody you get married to, what you feel you want to enjoy, you may not enjoy it. In marriage, enjoying sex is one of the things that makes marriage. Sex is a subject matter. It's a core subject matter in marriage. It's an ibadah. Where it says that having sexual intercourse legitimately, legally in Islamic context is a sadaqah. So companions were bewildered that, Ya Rasulullah, what are you talking about? Somebody enjoying himself and is getting reward. He said, yes. What of if the person does it with somebody who is not legitimate? Will it be a sin? He said, yes. In that wise, If it will be a sin for you to do it with somebody who is not, your wife, then it will be a rewarding thing to do with your legal legitimate wife. So when you make duas, Allah can sense your prayer that the right person, that when you now get married, you will enjoy yourself, you enjoy your talk, your conversations, your intimacy, everything will just be. It's not to say that you know one or two things, but you see there will be a level of harmony between the two of you when you get married like that. Then also, there are times you make dua, and this person, probably if you have gone ahead, Allah might say that there will be no issue between the two of you. When I say issue here, I mean a child between the two of you. If you admire another person or she does another person, it's likely you have children. So prayer to Allah can show mercy on you that, okay, this man you so much love is not your husband. Because if you get married, it will take years, we not have children. But you will not know this. So prayer helps you to equally kind of a situation that you will allow, just get into the person that, okay, because when you get married, the Mawada or Rahman also is that Rahman is also you have children. So when you're not married second year, fourth year, fifth year, Allah can try people at, but prayer can make you get a person that, okay, it will be easier and faster that very way. There are times when you make dua, at times somebody may have health issues, which of course is one of the trials of Allah. When you make dua, Allah can be this person want to marry, we go in, so may happen, and Allah will just prevent you from expressing such things. It's not to say that those will not ordinarily happen. They are part of our life. They will happen to people. People will fall sick, people will have challenges, people will be barren, and so on and so forth. But prayer can only help you to have a kind of avoidance of such things which Allah can circumvent for you. Then there are times you get married to and you realize that you just be there and life can become difficult for you. That you don't realize that what is happening? Why am I like this? Why things are like this? And of course, many other things that we need to ask. Well, before you say yes, the step one is you should make dua, because proposal will not jump down from the heavens. It's human being that will come and propose to you directly or through somebody. Once you hear it, you force to connect the owner of all things, because we are told that in the hadith of the Prophet that inna qulub al-ibad bayna asabi ar-rahmani yuqallibuha kayfa yasha. The souls of men are in between the fingers of Allah, who turns them the way He so desires. So when we make dua, Allah answers your prayers and make you get the right. So before you say yes, you must get that very one clear. The next point is, before you say yes, of course, you must have consulted. It's important for you today should know this. Don't drop it. Even some make mistakes. You'll have started a venture of marriage. Your parents are not aware. You are in a relationship for almost a year, for 6 months, for even 1 month. Because in the law of Sharia, your father has the power. He's a wali. In the case of a female now, the male is even in the different parts, the direction. So if you have you have committed yourself into a relationship, at the long run, your father does not support, then it will be an issue. So when you start any relationship as a decent girl who is from a well-trained home, a kind of a good Muslim, you should have carried your parents along from inception. Then you do consultation. This way, each of mentoring comes in, between a counselor, so that who will now take you through some maybe questions, some clarifications, and so on and so forth. You ask some questions: are you ready? What kind of person is he? What's attracting you to him? Do you think he's a good person? How did you get to meet him? What did he tell you? How is relation? Things like that. A mentor, an experienced person, raise them so that for you to properly guide them. Then, before you say yes, you must have double, if not even triple, click. It's important. This is an area you don't toy with. You must do environmental scan. before you say yes. Because when you not go in, either a man or a woman, you must scan. Don't just say because somebody is beautiful, somebody is preaching well, somebody is handsome, somebody is from a rich home, somebody is a mashallah preacher. No, doesn't make him a good husband. So, however, you can't get a perfect man, but when you do your environmental scan, you can know some things that will be hidden. For example, the person probably might be into double proposals. Yes, maybe some men who behave like that. He just want to tie one person down. He has a proposal, two at the same time. If you do your proper environmental scan, Allah may guide you to know the person. That this person, oh, somebody who can do that, of course, is there's a question of trust there, you know. So that one too, when you do the double click, you can get that very one. Then this person outwardly, you may be seeing in a different garb as a mashallah sister or brother, but he may be weak, terribly weak spiritually. If you mark a terribly weak husband or wife and you are already below average, you can tell what happened to you in the house and later your children. So when you do double click, you may be able to know this person does not pray Salah right at the right time. Because a female, how will you marry a husband that does not pray Salah at the right time? Where is it coming from? These are the issues. This is a value you can't just toy with. You can't toy with it. Somebody want to marry, will not pray Subi until around 11 o'clock a.m., will not pray Zuru at the right time, combine Zuru and Asri towards Maghrib, will pray Shai maybe towards Subi. No. When you take effort, you can know that this person is a person you cannot go with. And at times, some people are into shady deals. That when you such a person probably into a relationship, it can be a lady, it can be a man. Some lady at times who have been into kind of that kind of illicit life may not be able to easily come out of it because they feel and they've tasted it, they can't stop. And it could be a male too. So somebody want to you that you want to be decent about your own life because such people, when they have involved in such illicit affairs, some may not be able to detach themselves from it even after marriage. You just have to close your eyes, you go to the marriage, you'll be surprised that because it has been written some places that men that the flower women outside marriage at times, there's a way they connect each other. So if you go with somebody who is into relationship and you get married, don't be surprised that the ex may still be haunting your own lawful marriage. You know why? Such a man or woman might have been enjoying the man or woman in a different way. When you now do the normal marriage now, he may or she may not be able to enjoy the way she was enjoying before, even though it was, unlawful. So that will threaten the marriage. You want to look, maybe the person he was doing it before, that's the way they do it, that's the way they enjoy it, there's some things they do. Now, he has made proper marriage now. He may not see that way. So in that situation now, when you do consultation, you may be able to have known such a situation. And I think at times some people will have an ailment that they will hide because he doesn't want to lose you. With an SS, it's one thing or the other as an ailment. That because you don't realize that, oh, this girl, this brother, no, I must not lose him. He doesn't know when he gets home, I beg you, sorry, it's a mistake, God, I love you. But then unless it will be difficult for you to say, go. Though you have right to do that in Sharia because this is khiyana. It's when you go into marriage, before you say yes, leave the card open. For especially if an ailment, that's not a crime. Because if he gets to know later you have moved to the person that have this one, he can say you should go. He has the right. The only area we don't encourage is that probably somebody maybe before was in Jahiliyyah life, the kind of lifestyle that was not Islamic, and you have been doing some bad things relationship wise, then that's one is not area and you have actually repented. Tawbatan nasuha. Such a thing is not a thing you don't table with the husband you want to marry. Let me tell you all about my whole life. No. And a man does not need to start asking those questions. That how was your life before? Were you into a relationship? Were you this and that? Were you a virgin? No. See, people have their Jahiliyyah period. Only few people Allah assisted to escape such life. So somebody who has repented is doing ibadah more than even you are doing. Now coming to relationship, that aspect now, you now to let the person feel guilty of the past. So such situations, we need to note it and avoid it. So if it's hiding any element, you will have known by doing consultations. It's like double clicking also. That is number 3 or 4 there. Then, before you say yes, my dear brothers and sisters, you must have clear basis for the yes. Clear basis. Don't just drop the relationship with no clear vision. Marriage is a visionary thing. It's visionary and missionary. When your mind is missionary, the way you conduct it will determine, the way you live it will determine, the way you treat your wife will determine, the kind of programs you organize will determine, the kind of children, the way you train them, all these will matter. The way you live with your family and things you will allow or you not allow, they will all matter. So relationship, you need to get it clear as missionary. When it's visionary, you know where you are going, where your vision reaches, your desired destination, the kind of person, the kind of things you want to do, the kind of, and so on and so forth. So you need to have a clear basis for your years. For example, if it's that okay, when I marry this guy, this brother, this sister, some at times it's the sister that will have travel opportunity. You now take the husband as appendage. So it will be the male who will be there as an appendage. Some will just they do something, one will go and wait for the other person there. Maybe the wife will go and wait for the husband there. At long run, the husband is not able to move on time. Next 6 months, 1 year, and they're managing themselves like that. So if your reason is that, then you know it has a shaky basis because something can happen. Two is that because of handsomeness, that's why you marry the person. A time will come, it will fade. When it fades, you know that you won't be in that satisfaction as it was before. Then third is because it's buoyant, it's rich, then you go into the marriage. You see, then if the money is no more there, it will crash. Then maybe somebody is a man for all or a lady for all. That kind of person, if you marry him or her, you should know that it's a danger. There's a danger somewhere. So you need to know clearly why am I going for the person because a popular person. No, that's one I have to know very well too. Then also is that when you now, Prophet has told us that tunkahul mar'a the arba. People are married, women are married for 4 reasons. The first one, limaliha, for her wealth, jamaliha, her beauty, nasabiha, her family, then diniha, her religion. So, fadfar bidhati din, tadabat, he said, Prophet, he guided us. He's our model, he's our guide, he's our murshid, he's our mentor, he's our model, he's our kudwa, he's our uswa. He said that fadfar bidhati dini, tadabat yadak. He said, make your choice religion. But today, what is our choice in marriage? This is why somebody crash. Why at times they are denial of blessing. You can't deceive Allah. Let it be clear. You can't make, yes, it's true. Somebody at times may not have the words. If he has the deen, or right understanding of the deen, who doesn't want to have some level of worldliness? Nobody wants to just be poor like that. What is making effort is not lazy, it's struggling. We have seen several cases like that. Don't deny, oh, I want to marry because you're not ready. And at the long run, Allah bless such people. So there is your choice to decide who do I want to go for. But the modern life is becoming highly materialistic that is rocking and affecting everything, affecting marriages, affecting every other thing. So you need to know that brothers advise that you go for the one who is religious. He who is religious is the better option for you as move like that. Because you waste your marriage on material things, it's likely it will ruin you, and those things you see that makes you come may vanish in no time. That's another angle to saying yes before your marriage. Then before you say yes, you must ask question. Have you prepared yourself? Are you prepared for the marriage? You must ask a question. before you can say yes. Oh, are you prepared for it? Now, preparation, how? How? You just get married, you don't make intellectual preparations. How will you get married? You don't read books on marriage. It's not, you are not ready for anything. You have to read few books on marriage. Is it fragile vessels? Is it clothes and garment? Books on marriages these days are there. You read for theoretical basis. Oh, okay, this marriage entails these are the conflicts in marriage, these are the what psychology of a man, psychology of a woman. When you don't have children on time, what do you do? The medical angle, the hygiene angle, this and that. No, it will help you. So when you enter the marriage and those things have to happen, besides having that's one angle, reading, then guided reading. Second is you need to attend seminars if you have to pay for it. Marriage is half of thing. You pay so much going to school, you pay so much doing something. Why would you not enter marriage without training? You need training, you need seminars, you need all those things in marriage. You sign up everyone now, seminar, things like that, you go into the marriages. Now, you need to know when you get seminar or reading books, you know what marriage is. You know what are the responsibility on you. You know, it's possible at times a man will say that it's not something big, it's not a big deal. My sisters have been living with me for years and I've been thinking of them. They are doing fine. It's a different ball game. You have 10 sisters you have trained, they've gone out of the building. It's not the same as having a wife. Training your 10 sisters may not be equal to having one wife in your house. They are different entirely. So, or some sisters have been living with me, I take care of them. No, when you get married, that psychology, that wife who will now have access to you, access to your nakedness, access to your privacy, access to everything. You will be alone in the room, you eat and everything. No, it's not just something ordinary. So, you know your responsibility as a man, as you're entering. You don't now enter, you have demanding this, we need to buy this, we need to buy that. You don't have to say, you two should settle yourself. No, a Muslim, you know that's not the way to go. Then also, when you read, when you prepare yourself in that respect, intellectually too, you will know where to start, what are you doing, the kind of mindset you are going to have in it. That in marriage, that want to be very clear to you. And at times, somebody just going to marriage because of mindset. Maybe you have been there, nobody has approached you, or they've been coming, they've not. Probably you have some challenge. And maybe you are the quiet type, you are obese, it can be anything. So, and news spread. These days, our Islam is so, we are so, I don't know how to qualify our Islam. Sometimes they are mean in their Islam. Some things are national with some people. Allah creates, He creates everybody. So, some things that are natural, maybe, yes, it may not like in some people, but those don't have to be spreading so much to others. It now become like a stigma for the person. So in this situation, someone that will have stayed for long, I'm old, I'm gonna just get married, or I'm old, anybody will not go. That is one. Psychologically, it's a very big question. Then, oh, all my friends have married. I'm now the old person left. No, it's a mistake. All your friends are not you. You are not your friends. So it's your own life to live. Then, than just anyone. When you are frustrated, you want to go for anyone. So, my dear listeners tonight, we have been addressing what should be your yes answers for relationship, because it's not something ordinary. It's a life long lasting relationship which you are expectant to become fathers and mothers. You're expectant to have children, one, two, three. You're expectant to live a life that will cut across your usefulness. You live a stage of your fantasy, a stage of now, becoming gray haired, a stage of work life, a stage of retirement, a stage of different things. So you need to decide what kind of answer you have for your yeses. And in conclusion for tonight, my dear listeners, one, if now you are in a relationship, You have said yes to somebody. You go back now and pick your pen and write down. This one you have said to evaluate it. So while you have not started the journey, you can still say bye bye. Don't make a mistake. Don't make a mistake. I don't always like people going to marry and they back out. Divorce is not the right, it's not the way to go. No, it's testable. Alarm board is testable. It's not the way to go. Those who have suffered this thing know what it means to go to a relationship that you find yourself like at the like you are the mid sea. You can't just people at times may not understand what it is. And what I've observed, the experience is that when even people go to marriages and they have conflicts, we have also involved reconciliation. Several times out of every 10 reconciliations, 9 you know is lying, is speaking the truth. That's it for you. So we ask Allah to assist us. The modern life is material and it's rocking and affecting everything. Don't premise on marriage or materialism. Don't premise on marriage on this world. Yes, you know some standard of living, this and that. Yes, it's okay. But don't let it be the real wire or focus objective. Because Allah says, what you don't see, the future belongs to the owner, not you. So you start with somebody somewhere, if it's religious, sometime, someday, you get somewhere. Bearing in mind that our marriages are part of the things we are going to account for in the hereafter. Get into the marriage, other than misbehaving, we account for that before Allah. It may pay you, but you pay the price when it gets to Allah. And it's a wife to fall that because he refused to give this, give that, then I will deny him. You have access to me again. You don't have that right. When you're marriage and you have not pulled out, you don't have right to deny your husband even sexual intercourse unless it's going to affect your health. Without that, you don't have to do that. But when you don't understand it, you won't attempt to be misbehaving and do a lot of things. So I pray to Allah in His infinite mercy to grant us the the, the right sense, the right way of going about our marriage. Those who have done it, may Allah guide them. Journey, everybody's in the marriage. Those who are in the marriage already now, they know what they are going through. Some are enjoying it, some are enjoying it, some are enjoying it, some are regretting it, some are saying you should have done it earlier, and it's going fine for some people. So those who are having challenges, they ask Allah to help them ameliorate or resolve. Those who are yet to enter it, we pray for all of us to have bright husband or right wives, so on and so forth. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Probably have one or two comments or questions, inshallah. Next 30 minutes, we have time for that, inshallah. You may raise your hand, ask your questions. You can send to the chat box or you raise your hands, ask questions, inshallah. So, if you have questions or you want to make comments, the door is open. So, for the youngsters who are lying here, I'm not sure you go and join me to marriage. It's not to say I could be saying yes, looking for those who say yes to immediately. It is a kind of seminar interactions just for us to be prepared ahead. When it's time for you to do that, you know how to go about it than just jumping into it. So those who are on the roads, so you can just weigh yourself and see how things go. For coming tonight, I appreciate all of us. So if you have comments or questions now, next 10 minutes, you can take that, inshallah.
Your mic, your mic, your mic is muted, sir.
Your mic is muted, sir.
So thank you. It's omitted now. So the question is that for marriage, yes. I wrote a book called what's it called again? Joy of Nikah. And that very book, at the back of the book, I recommended books that one can as well read preparing for marriage. So that is one. Then all the series of Freya Vasul, Zorazabo also, Closer than Garments, Can Be the Best Husband, and things, books like that. I think they can assist. So that's just the one I can recall immediately now. Then, how do we get to know the behaviors of our partners before marriage? When Islam forbids non-Muharrams to spend time. Yes, that's where prayer works. You can't know all his character. It's not possible. So something there's even courtship. You can even court yourself for 1 year, 2 years. You can't know yourself. That's the basic truth. Some things that you only know when you live together, eat together, sleep together, travel together, do business together. Is then you start to know, oh, this person is like this. So prayer works in that respect. Prayer and that mature understanding that this person, I'm ready to be with him. So far, he's not committing anything haram or shirk. There are ways of managing ourselves where we feel we are going. So, but when you double click, somebody in marriage, you don't just jump into it. Some people think as well as go to his school. Some people can always help you to tell about him. You can the era of this era of internet, you can get a lot of them about somebody. Probably some people at times just go to his, you can check his Facebook, whatever, and you can know him. What people post on the internet, what it can show the kind of person they are at times. So you can just that's one, but never, the best thing is what people advice and things like that. So the whole lecture, no, it should be on YouTube too. The lecture we have it on YouTube, our YouTube link, so we can always get it there. All our previous series too. These are 55th series or so. Can get them on YouTube on a YouTube link, inshallah. What will you recommend for a sister who is ready and looking to get to know someone the right way, but but what? But her wali, that's her father has a secular belief and believes in having boyfriends and girlfriends. Now, I think I get it, it's a challenge. But with prayers, that's the first thing. The first thing to understand your deen. When you understand your deen, you now become like a doctor. Your parent now become like a patient. So you haven't understood your parents is what they are. You now need to start, you think ahead of. When you do have a mentor or somebody you consult, you can always walk around it and see how you can navigate around it, because it's a big challenge. When your parents see things in their circular way, it's a challenge for some people. So that is one with prayers. Then you don't have to bow to pressure of parents who don't understand Islam to now follow what they wanted. The Quran Allah said clearly, وَإِنْ جَهَدَاكَ عَلَىٰ أَنْ تُشْرِكَ بِي شَيْئًا فَلَا تُطِعْهُمَا. You can't follow them. By not following their wrong ways, you are helping them. That's the truth about that. So you need to just be patient. It can take you, if you plan to marry a year's time, it can take you 3 4 years. But with Allah's assistance, you overcome the challenge. But you can't bow to God test running when the right thing is not done. So in that situation, you resort to prayer and seek consultation with those who can assist you. May Allah assist us. Then when one seeks to see the father of a loved one, but she insists till after academics in the higher institution, is it okay to wait? The way we do it these days is everybody is settling himself. The ideal is that you can ever go to a male, female without the consent of the wali, but the other way is what we are doing today. So the main thing there is that some homes, the girl may have her reasons that okay, if you go to her father, they will say maybe she's not serious or things like that. That's the reality on ground for those who understand the deal. But if you have somebody in mind like that you want to marry, that's why we always encourage belong to a kind of organization or group, or have a community where you do things communally to make it organize yourself. So in such a community, you can always know how to go about it. In the case of such interest, if you have expressed it, the main thing is that you know Islam doesn't promote a courtship. You know the barrier. You know what you should say, what you should not say. There are times some persons you believe they're going to get married, but even when you have a legitimate proposal, you have done it. It may better not work if before then you have been exposing yourself to posting some obscene, immoral things, and now you're no more going to be together. Some at times they will have been sexting at times, and now you will be assuming, inshallah, we are going to get married for sure, for sure. And for sure now becomes not sure, not sure. So in that situation now, you know that's going to be a big issue for you. So I think that area Allah needs you. You need Allah assistance for that very one too. Then this also has a question that Salaam alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Then okay, this one says that okay, then in that situation now, you just need you have options. You're going to marry depends on your own readiness. There are times some men need to marry immediately. Some women need to marry immediately. You have so far it's not infatuation. You need to understand, isolate, and get it right. Then you constant. I always believe in mentors who will always be there, who experienced people that you can think together and they can assist you. Allah Alam. Then assalamu alaikum. Thanks for time. If one is married to a man with some deficient Islamic knowledge compared to the wife, to the point that they don't pray Jama'ah in the house, the wife prays Jama'ah with his daughters, must it is 20 minutes drive away, what are the approaches to encourage him to take up his responsibilities as the Muslim man in the house? You know, my sisters. Some female at times made mistake of their choice. They've entered it, they can't go back. That's the essence of all those. Before you say yes, you should learn from other people, let's say, pitfalls. In this situation like this, if the house is 20 minutes drive and is mobile, for men, they must go to mosque to find there is no insecurity problem. Men don't pray at home. It's abnormal to pray at home. Even a blind man, God is not allowed to pray at home. He has to go to the mosque. That is number one. In a case whereby he is not mobile, road is not safe, these kind of security situations is dark, he has to pray at home. As a husband, in psychology of marriage too, you should always have some things you always do with your family, your children, your wife, maybe excursion or spiritually in this case now, tahajjud, praying at night, some prayers that pray together, Quran tilawah together. You must have something bonding you spiritually as a husband. But when people don't go for seminar, they don't go for training, they don't jump into it. When you go for training, you have learned communication, you have learned a lot of things. So those such a person, if you have an environment, you can consult some people, one way or the other, you try to seek for counseling, then maybe two of you be there. Such things, the counselor can have some things, question we ask, or you'll have given some prior notice or info to the counselor who will now try to look at it generally for you. So it's a child. Men should rise up to their responsibilities because they are the man of the house. Is the first person to be asked about the house. Though in most cases the wife will be doing everything, but the wife, of course, she's in charge of the children. She's the owner of the children in terms of their training. The man is to supervise and ensure that in is done. In this current era, how do we know a true person or the person? May Allah guide us. The kind of society he belongs, the kind of friends he have, the kind of posts he makes, the kind of lifestyle he lives, then that may be kind of some level of signals you can watch. Then when you do the environmental scan, you will know more about the person. Then really, okay, I want fathers here to start sharing this link. Okay, thank you very much. It's an advice there. May Allah assist us. What do you advise on couples who live in different countries? Because my brother, my sisters, this is one of the things that rock our families today. If it's causing family disintegration, the Japan syndrome, the reality of it is that it has many sides. If our country is in order, nobody wants to go to any other place. Nobody can be like our country. That's the reality. Those who have been there knows the reality. It can be like home in terms of the culture, in terms of the environment, in terms of the lifestyle, in terms of the respect, in terms of all those things. But because people are tired, they want a better life, they want other things, green pastures and the like. So it's not the best when they are working. If at times within the country at times, how will you call that one a home? Yourself annually or yearly, or it's not, it's a life that is not good at all, which the modern time has falls on some families. And it affects children at times. When you have children, you see with the grandma, with the grandpa, with the uncle, and my brothers and sisters. I wrote a book called The Girl Child. There are some homes they keep their children with some family members, especially the girls. They were threatened, not just threatened. Some girls through that become something else, that the parents were regretting it. So one has to think twice when you want to talk of traveling abroad. It's either one of you goes, or you find a way to you can only survive in this country. It's a matter of one's readiness and plan. And that's sisters. So then, please, sir, where can I get the book you mentioned? You can always get my series maybe through my contacts. You can get it. Just check on the internet, Facebook. You can make requests. We can always settle that on or through my status too at times. Finally, maybe for tonight, our time is almost up. A minute or two to go. How does one get a mentor? Can a female have a male? I don't advise a female having a male mentor, unless on rare cases. It's always better. It depends on where you are working. For example, now if you are working in Lagos, that community where you observe your prayers, you know some people. The kind of way lifestyle they live, the kind of messages they pass, you can know them one way or the other. Or it depends. You can consult people in the environment getting a mentor is not an easy thing at all because if a mentor now becomes something else at times, it can happen that way. But whatever you are living, you can wash out gradually through advice, through consultations. You can get to get somebody who, perhaps for example, your university, for example, now the lecturers that you can know the kind of person, those who have that good lifestyle, you will know, and you have to understand some level of Islam so that you have, as a female, for example, now how you distance yourself, how you know the no-go areas and things like that. So allow and prayers too. How does okay? How does how okay? Where can I get the book mentioned by everyone? Okay, how do I know I'm ready for marriage? Yes, that's a good question. You can know number one, if you always have a feeling to have somebody beside you as your man or woman, it's a sign that your body is demanding something, you must give it. Otherwise, the thought can lead to other thoughts that may not be palatable. That is one. Number two is that your age, the kind of age, maybe for example, now you are 25, you're 24, 26. You don't realize that some of you feel that no, at times, why should you be 30? The earlier the better for you in terms of health and other things factors. So psychologically too, if you just feel that okay, else because sometimes I just feel that yeah, I'm a young person, I don't want some just don't like it at all. So when you always have a feeling, then too sometimes need counseling to for them to understand that they're going to deal with the marriage. That's why I used to go to seminar to complete single seminar, this and seminar, so that you will not prepare your mind to okay, this thing I need it to because some they spend they've had about people what women went through. That's the civil war in Nigeria time. There's a woman like that who was raped during the war, and for that she hated men. No man wanted to marry again. Some have a nasty experience with men at times that they will never think of going to marriage at all. That kind of situation now. So the person may not be paying for that, but with proper counseling, somebody can be prepared to get married. Someone just how would I go? How would go and live with a man? Leaving my body for a man. How would I be doing? Some just their thoughts will not be straight until they are counseled and guided. So, what to tell a young person that is eager to get married? One thing is that, like we have said, you must be spiritually active. That's number one. Number two, you have the provisions, at least minimally. Don't just be emotional about it. So, well, in the same environment, the government can get people to get married and give them stipends when they are stable. Or some families can come like that. So, in that situation, a young person who wants to marry must be prepared psychologically, must have resources that can sustain at least where we put the wife, what they be eating, source of income should be there. Then two, must have somebody there for him to counsel and guide him. And with that very one, preparations, have provisions, then it's mature. The man at times can be big, it's not mature. They have to be mature to move on, inshallah. So, my dear listeners, I appreciate us so much for our contributions and questions tonight. And it shows really that we're attentive and ready. On YouTube, this series will probably be there like other ones have been there. We thank you. May Allah reward every one of us attentively. Barakallahu fikum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.